Okay, first grade. You might be wondering what we're doing next. I want you to make sure your journal is handy because we're going to do a little writing today. We're going to talk about our writing assignment. We're going to talk about camping. Now, if you listen closely, can you hear it? You say, Miss Zimmerman, are you outside by a fire? No, but I brought up a video of one so we could have the sounds in the background. Listen to how cool it sounds, and look how nice it is. Look at this. You ever been on a camp out? Oh, it's so much fun. You build a fire, and then you can hear the crickets chirping. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. You can hear the crickets chirping, and all around you is nature, and it's beautiful, and then you get in that tent, and you zip it up, and you're safe and cozy in your sleeping bag. Maybe you camp in your backyard. Maybe you go with your mom or dad to a place and go camping. But it is so much fun. So we're going to talk a little about camping today. You can hear the sounds from my TV of what camping would sound like. It doesn't sound like that right now because it's daytime. But at night, you set a fire. That's what it's like. And so I want to encourage some of you, while you have this time at your house, maybe you might decide you want to go camping, even in your backyard. Maybe you have a tent, or you could build a tent. My kids keep telling us they want to camp on our back deck, so maybe we'll do that one day soon. I don't know. So let's talk a little bit, though, because I want you to write today. So we're going to take a look here at our slides, and we'll just listen to those sounds in the background because they make us think about camping. We're going to talk a few things about camping. Let's talk for a second about crickets. You can see my cricket here. Did you know that they learned a long time ago that you can calculate the temperature, that means you can tell how warm or cold it is outside, by counting the chirps of a cricket? That's that little bug you hear here. Chirp, 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 chirp. So here's what I said. I Googled it to find out. It says you can count the number of chirps in 15 seconds. So say he chirps 30 times in 15 seconds. And then you can add the number 40 to it. So 30 plus 40 would be 70. It would be about 70 degrees outside. If they didn't chirp very much at all, then it would be much colder. So that's kind of a cool fact, is that you can calculate the temperature by how many chirps a cricket gives in 15 seconds. Okay? Another thing cool about camping is that you can see constellations depending on where your campsite is. Now I have a picture here of a constellation that's known as the Big Dipper. Have you ever found the Big Dipper out in the night sky? There's some stars that are pretty bright, and you can't see these lines in the sky. But if you could take a map of them and connect the dots, it would look like a Big Dipper, like a big spoon, a Big Dipper. Now on Epic, I have assigned a couple of books for you to look at, and some of them have constellations in them, some of them talk about camping. So I'd love it for you to pull those up and take some time to look through them, because they're really cool books and I think you'd really like them, okay? So make sure that you check into that. But when you're camping, when you get away from the city and you're out in the stars and you hear the crickets chirping, you can look up in the sky and you can see all kinds of stars. Who made the stars? God did. It's so amazing to me that God cares so much about us that he gave us stars to light the earth. That's what the Bible teaches, the sun, moon, and stars, to give light to the earth. He made all of that for us. He's a loving God. Well, let's take a look at another picture we have about camping. Oh, what is your favorite part about camping? Mine, there's no doubt, right there. Mine is s'mores. S'mores has a funny spelling on it here. It's S-M, apostrophe, S-M-O-R-E-S. I was told as a child that they're called s'mores because you always want some more. So we call them a s'more. It's kind of a contraction, kind of. So s'mores, but doesn't that look delicious? Doesn't that make you want to go camping now? Now, I have heard that some children have already been trying to go camping, and Mom and Dad said, hey, let's wait for this weekend. So if that's you, then make a plan, and maybe you and Mom and Dad can try to get together some s'mores, if that's possible, if you can get together anything like that, or maybe you have something around the house. Set a tent, and have fun. I want you to be creative. I want you to think about things that you could do when you're camping. There's other things you can do sometimes when you go camping. You can go fishing. You can go hiking up big, tall mountain trails. You can go swimming. You can see all kinds of things. And all of it's wonderful because it's what God created for us when he gave us the earth. So let's take a look here. I have some sentences written, okay? And you might want to answer these questions when you write about going camping. It says, where would you go? You might say, I go to my backyard. Or you might say, I go to my granny's house. Or I go to a mountain in East Tennessee. Or down by the lake where my papa lives. There could be many places you could go camping. Another question you could ask, what would you bring with you? Well, you bring something to eat, right? Because you're going to get hungry staying in a tent overnight. You bring firewood, right? You bring a sleeping bag. You want to bring a tent, right? I mean, I do remember when I was a kid, my brother and my cousin slept on a picnic table all night long in a campground. True story. I don't know how they didn't get eaten by a bear. But you would want to have something like that, a tent, something to sleep in. Down here, oh, what would you see? Well, you might see fire. You might see bugs, crickets chirping, oh, fireflies in the summertime. It's a little early for fireflies now, but in the summertime, fireflies. You might see a bear. Probably not in our backyard. Not in Tennessee, not in this part of Tennessee. My husband always wants to see a bear, but not right now. You might see other people. There's so many things you could see. You might see the stars. Okay, lots of things you can see. What are some activities that you would do? You could go fishing. You could skip rocks. My kids have learned how to skip rocks in our creek in the back. They love it. You can sing songs by the campfire. So many things you can do. So I want you to take a few minutes to look at some of our buzzwords. They're not there. That's not them. I think they disappeared on us. They're not there. But Mom and Dad can help you with some words if you need some help. I want you to write 2 or 3 sentences about going camping. You can answer these questions if you want to, or think of questions on your own. Remember, each sentence should start with a capital letter and end with a period. I want you to write at least 2 or 3. And then you can draw a picture in the space above about what it would be like if you went camping. So if you wanted to, you could go to Art Hub and look for some ideas on drawing. But I think you could just draw a triangle tent and a picture of you and a fire by the campfire. Or maybe you'd be fishing or making a s'more. S'mores are so good. Okay? So I want you to think about the fun things you can do when you go camping. Write me 2 to 3 sentences and draw a nice picture. I'd love to see a picture of all of this because I won't be picking up the journals to look at. So if you want to snap me a picture and let me see it, I'd love that. Okay, have fun.